Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Said Says This About That. I am Dr. Cedric Wood, and I've got a very unusual topic for you today. It has nothing to do with psychology or mental health or couples communication or politics, even. It's a totally off topic. And this topic came to my mind a few minutes ago as I drove down Walnut Hill here in Dallas, Texas. I've started realizing, for several reasons through the years, is that, who decided to make a lane this big? Now, of course, if the road's this big and you've got to put 6 lanes in there, then you've got to have the lane this big, right? Do you? Stop and think about it. Here's the parking lot, say, for instance, of Target at the corner of Walnut Hill and Skillman. It's a huge parking lot. And no one ever parks in the spaces close to the road because the store is all the way over there. And yet, here's the lane, the right lane, this big with a big curb. And on top of that, if that's not bad enough, here's the right turn lane up here. Oh, but we can't let people scoot over to the right and get into that lane over there. Oh, no. We have to have the curb all the way to the edge of the right lane and force them to stay here. And then we curve like this over to the right. I was behind a person. I saw this with my own 2 eyes. Somebody didn't see that there was this curb out there from the parking lot out to the edge of the road, and then up there it swerved over to allow the driver to get over to the right. He didn't notice it. So right in front of me, kabam, that car popped up and they went over and slammed down on the other side. Why? Why is it so necessary for the designer to put that big curb out there to force you to stay right here until finally we'll let you get over to the right lane? There's nothing here to keep the road designer from just putting the right lane all the way over here, let the people coming out from the parking lot and let them turn right there into the right lane, which ends up being the right turn lane. It boggles my mind. I really wonder about the IQ of the designers that design these streets. I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings, civil engineer or whoever you are, right? So I'm driving along here, and here's this. The roads actually seem kind of narrower than usual on Walnut Hill over in one of the richest areas of Dallas. So you could say one of the richest areas in the whole country. And so here's this land. I can see all this land over to the right. Plenty of room. And yet here's these 3 lanes with the right lane with this curb right here. And guess what? All kinds of black marks from tires, from people accidentally bumping up against that curb. There's plenty of room over there. Make the right lane 1 foot wider. How about that? What a concept. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can tell the future. Someday they're going to wake up and do that. The right lane will be 1 foot wider than the other 2 lanes. And there's usually plenty of room over there to take up a little bit more space. And think about a truck coming down with a little bit wider. Instead of everybody just backed into these 3 lanes, they're really having to watch where they're going because there's this big truck over here that just worked on somebody's yard. Why not have the right lane 1 foot wider and have trucks or buses maybe be required to drive on the right lane where there's more room? And what about the poor person who drives along and drops their phone or gets distracted by a child who starts crying and goes like this and accidentally bumps up against that curb that's right there and jostles everybody in the car. Why? For no reason. There's no reason why that right lane couldn't be a foot wider. Now you might be thinking, why not make each one of the 3 lanes? These are all, it's a 6-lane road, 3 are going this way. Why not make each one of the lanes a third of a foot wider? Well, if you think that's a better idea, Mr. Civil Engineer, go for it. That'll be helpful. But I'm guessing that you're not going to want to do that. But there's no reason why you can't give us an extra foot on the right lane for large vehicles, and to give the person with the curb next to them a little bit of wiggle room in case they, for whatever reason, move off to the right a little bit. The other 2 lanes don't have that curb perspective. Here's something else that happened to me today. Again. And that is, you come out of a road, I won't tell you where, going out onto an expressway. I was looking to my left. Wait. I waited till there was no cars. And then I just turned casually, just normally, to, guess what? Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. What just happened? There was a big old curb jutting out into the right lane of the street that was exiting onto the expressway. Why? There's no functional reason for that to be there. I really wonder about the mental health of the people that design those roads. Do they have obsessive compulsive personality disorder? We must do it this way. We will control how you will drive. You must drive here, and we will make sure with the curb sticking out. Okay, what happened to you in your childhood that made you need to be so controlling? Okay, and which ego state is that? From transactional analysis? Can you guess? Do you think it's parent, adult, or child? It's parent. You have to be in control. You have to have the power. I'm in power. I need PCD, power, control, and domination. I will tell you where to drive your car. I'm in control. How does it feel to have a mental illness? There's no reason for about, I don't know, I'll just say half of the curbs that stick out into the road. There's a curb that's leaving Walmart that the rocks are always being pushed aside because people are turning in their car, their tires bump up on that curb and then down. So it's full of black tire scraping. There's another one over near where I live that has the road coming this way, and it has the curb sticking all the way out here. So anybody who comes down this road and then wants to turn right, you can see there's a big hole there next to the curb, and their tires go up on the curb, probably down into the hole, up on the other side of the curb, down on the street. Why? Why not just, and there's nothing that it's protecting. There's no car that's nearby. It's just the grassy, and then here's the curb jutting out into the middle of the road. If you would chop that off and put a curve in there, all the 10, 20, 30 people that bump their tires in every day would not have their peace of mind robbed from them. They could go through their day feeling calm and peaceful because their right tire didn't bump up against a completely useless curb. Okay, City of Dallas and all the others, City of Plano, City of Garland. Who are these sadistic people that just have to put curbs out into the middle of the roads? Please get some help. please see a therapist. You don't have to control the world. Help us out. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this has the effect of getting rid of all these horrible curbs. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a peaceful and calm evening. Goodbye for now.